Hey guys, um, I don't know. I was having a lot of conversations recently about like time and our relationship to it, and I thought that rather than try to type out some monotonous fucking post, I would just explain my thoughts on it briefly, and I would love to hear you guys' thoughts. So it's been recently brought up that time is not linear as we have been trained to perceive it in most conditions, and the possibility of it existing concurrently and cyclical around us. I favor. Whoa, shit! Almost knocked that over. Um, um, I favor that idea, the latter, a cyclical nature to time, whether it be in a dimensional purpose or framework. I mean, or if it's just how it is. I don't know. It's one of those things that you just don't know for certain until you know, like in death or uh, like a psychedelic experience, possibly DMT. I believe is a certain gateway manifest by proper usage of such things, like psilocybin and shrooms, not just like belligerent narcotic abuse. That's not going to do anything but fuck up your brain even worse. Um, but I think if people used uh, these grander psychedelics, and probably the way they were intended back in the day as like a rite of passage or used for clarity's sake, or by shamans or some bullshit. Not try to get like too edgy spiritual about it and be like, oh, it's only the shamans can see the truth. Fuck that. Anyone can understand simple truths. Um, they might not correlate with fact, but that's the point of individual truth. Anyway, I'm rambling. Um, my view on time is that it is cyclical, in the sense that you are existing at all times. You're right now. You're being born. You're living. You're loving. You're hating. You're dying. You're surviving that death and then living more. And you're eating a chocolate bar, and fucking dogs won't stop barking. And you're listening to this video, and you're smoking cigarettes, and you're quitting smoking cigarettes, and you started vaping for some reason because that seemed like a better idea. At least till you get cancer from that. You know, who knows? But um, I think my grandest defense on that would be what is known as a what you call it, a NDE, or near death experience, or near life experience, however you want to look at it. Reports of it are always the same. They're about, oh, my life flashed before my eyes and blah, 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 blah. And whereas I can't prove it, it's simply a theory of it. If your life flashes before your eyes, before you die, isn't that the same thing in a sense as your perception to it just opening further, like the lens of a camera, or like focusing on all of it rather than just that minuscule moment that you're dying? Then all of a sudden you're seeing everything as it occurs. Um, I'm saying too much. It's not a good sign for public speaking, but fuck it. Uh, you know, uh, it's just how I view things. I've viewed things that way since about, I don't know, since 18, 19 now. I'm 35. And it all started with DMT. I remember I was sitting with Brian, Jadis, Bria. Someone else was there. I don't fucking know who. It's been so fucking long now. It's almost 16 years ago. And we were smoking DMT in my first apartment. And I remember from like that day forward, things just weren't the same. I saw life differently. Where I could go outside beforehand and it was just like, all right, I'm awake. Let's get high, or let's do this, or blah, blah, blah. And it doesn't matter. Um, from that night forward, everything was kind of just different. And it took a long time to understand it, to view it properly, I guess. I mean, I still see things literally. Um, I'm human. My body has an endurance limit. Look that shit up, man. The human endurance limit. There's set standards to which all our bodies can achieve in this sake and experiencing time in a linear fashion is how far one's mind can healthily cope with things. I don't think if we perceived time cyclically at all times, we would all be very stable at all. And it goes to the reason that maybe some people aren't healthy in that sense. Maybe the schizophrenic, maybe those with multiple personality disorder or DID, dissociative identity disorder. I should remember that shit when I went to school for 4 years of college. But whatever. Um, you know, it's it's disturbing to some people. It's exciting to others. I've recently met a good amount of people that share a lot of the same thoughts I have, and you know, I'm not saying they're any better than anyone else, or I'm any better than anyone else because of my perception. But I think it's something that all people should consider at least. Um, Maybe it'll help you find more to your life if you find yourself wanting. Maybe it'll be frightening, and you'll just want to. Well, it's okay. Day by day works for me. But I find that boring. I find that trite. Um, why would I want to just only know this moment, this oblivion, when there's so much more oblivion for me to enjoy? You know, I'm not saying it makes it any more meaningful either. It is what it is. Um, well, I mean, that was what 5, 7 minutes, something like that. It wasn't long. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have thoughts on it, please share below. Um, I'm thinking about doing more things like this, just kind of talking about shit. And if you want to participate with me, I would love that. But, message me or, again, down there in the comment section, say some shit, and I promise I'll get back to you. All right, guys. Be well.